Hello, and welcome back to Belmont Bunch. Today, where Tommy is very sick, so we're probably going to have a short video here. But there's a lot to say, so it's difficult. So, we'll see. We'll play it by ear like we always do. The Islanders lose their third straight game in regulation. They've scored one goal in their last 7 periods. And it's weird, because I don't think they've been completely terrible, but maybe the identity of this team is very clearly works hard. They're going to score like scrappy goals mostly, except if it's Barzal or Bo or Brock, and they score playoff type goals, but that's not happening right now. The Isles are getting outworked is tough because the Islanders played a really good second period in this game. First period was definitely too loose. Third period I thought was mostly good and then got away from the late. So it's kind of the same story as Minnesota and New Jersey to an extent, where I don't think they were terrible, but they're not finishing. They have no finish to their game. There's a lot of guys that I watch the game and I go, I love the tenacity on like the forecheck or something. Bo has been skating great. Parise I still think has been doing a good job as a third line depth player. Paul Mary, it's like he keeps drawing. He drew 2 penalties in this game. He's going to score eventually, but it's getting tough waiting for those goals from guys like Parise and Paul Mary, and it's tough to complain about them because they are not playing badly. So I'm going to get on Trotz a little bit. I trust Trotz. This is not like no, I don't know, let's get rid of him. I don't agree with Wallstrom playing such little time on a team that is really, really, really struggling to score right now. And Wallstrom's ice time tonight was pretty low. He gets on 1 power play and hits the post. He creates chances when he's on the power play. Play him on the power play. Josh Bailey is somebody that every time he gets the puck, it just feels very soft on the puck, and it always feels like he's losing the puck right now. He'll try some pass that gets in the skates of somebody, and Josh Bailey just not doing it right now. But anyway, that's all big picture stuff, I guess. Let's focus on this game. The Islanders took the lead fairly early. Bit of a miscue by the Lightning. Nobody back. Barzal breakaway scores like one of his classic moves, and you're excited because you got 2 road games left on this long trip. And I know the Islanders were at or just a little under 500 on the road last year, so you're like, we're ahead of schedule still at 5-4-2. But it's alarming to see the lack of creativity in the offensive zone outside of a Barzal or a Bo. So Barzal gets that goal 23 seconds later. So it starts with a Pulock. He had a lot of open ice going the way he was going and reversed it into the corner. So he kind of puts Aho in a bad spot. But Aho has plenty of time to get it out and gets to the middle of the slot. And it's a goal for Matthew Joseph. And it's 23 seconds and the lead's gone. And the Islanders, the dog. That's no victory puppies today. Cirelli gets the second, yes. Later in the period, the Islanders, a little bit, like I said, loose in the first period. I completely went over the fact that Chara fought right from the get-go. I thought that was good. The Islanders, it wasn't like they didn't play their game. They did force Tampa, again, outside of the last 5 minutes of the third, to play more of a checking type game. And I said last year in the playoffs that Tampa can win those types of games, and they lost that whole third line. So I was I was hoping that Tampa would struggle to figure it out. But they've done a pretty good job of filling the holes there. Matthew Joseph is one of those guys on that third line. So Cirelli's goal, the Islanders soft in front. I think it was Mayfield and Bailey in the area, mostly Bailey. Bailey can't get it out. It gets ripped. There's 3 Islanders in the area and nobody can get it. And Cirelli just rips it. Varley didn't really have a lot that he could do tonight. He didn't get a lot of high danger chances, I don't think. Can't recall a lot of 10-bell saves. But also the goals are not like ones that I'm looking at Varley. So it's 2-1 after 1. A very good second period from the Islanders where I thought they forechecked well. They were getting pucks to the net pretty often. Bo was skating great. They're drawing penalties. and it's just, there's no finish. The power play is just a ghost town. It's like 0 for 14 in its last 14, and it's getting really tough to watch. Wally gets in on one, hits the post, like I said, but outside of that, they're just not creating any chances. Lee had a chance, just lift the, if he's able to, just lift it as I sit on my couch after eating a lot of Chinese. Lift the puck, and it's 2-2. The Islanders had a power play there. Great pass by Barzal. But again, Barzal having to do all the creative things in the offensive zone. So, going into the third, it's like, all right, 2-1, get a point. Let's get a point. We're also, me and my brother watching on ESPN Plus, watching Columbus at that point losing. And we're like, all right, a Metro team's losing. That game ends up going the way of Columbus. Great stuff. So the Islanders still in last place in the Metro. And the Islanders, again, a lot of penalties. I should probably talk about the Brock Nelson hit. I think the refs got it right. I think if Brock had gone to the head, if the primary point of contact was the head, it would have been a major. I think the refs thought that's where it went originally. Good job by the refs to review it, and pretty much settled all of that stuff, in my opinion, correctly. Instigator for Sorelli, he got 5 for fighting, Brock 5 for fighting, and 2 for charging. Could have been boarding, could have been charging. Either one. Pick your poison. But late in the third, it kind of gets away from the Islanders. The Isles stuck in their own zone again. Puck comes in close. Off of a 2-on-1, I should say, a bad step by Mayfield, who I actually think has generally been decent. Dobson not playing tonight. Aho kind of giving the role right back to Dobson because Aho was not good defensively tonight. So Aho at least partly to blame for the first goal. On the point goal, he kind of kicks it back out right to the middle of the slot. Not a great idea because even if you get all of it, kicking it, it's not going to go that far. It's not getting out. You're on top of your own goalie. Obviously, you can't freeze it in the paint, but don't kick it right back to the middle of the slot. Do what you can to get it to the boards. And so Point is able to rip one. Funny thing I noticed is the goalie behind the net was looking over to make sure if it was going in. And then he sees Point winding up, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And thankfully for him, it goes in, and he just gets to go. So at that point, it's over. Chara takes a really dumb penalty at the end of this one, hitting Bo Kachuk. And Stamkos ends up scoring on the power play at the end of that. The Islanders just completely forgot, the OV area that Stamkos has also been part of. Gets his 8th of the year. I didn't notice him much throughout the game. I said I didn't notice him, and then he scored. That's how things work around here. Usually that works for the Islanders, too, is me saying, this guy sucks right now, and then he scores. And I get to be wrong, but I get to be happy, too. But not that case today. For the Islanders, I guess, the Florida game tomorrow, let's see how much heart they got, because right now they, in the words of Barry, a lot of passengers. It's a lot, like the fourth line, just, it's been okay. Cizikas didn't play tonight. That didn't help. I actually think Bellows' game might be more suited for the fourth line. Let me know what you guys think on that one. He had a huge hit on Corey Perry at some point in this game, and I thought, he can't really skate much, so maybe just run guys, not illegally. Vasilevsky didn't really have to do much, and the Islanders lose. So, another game tomorrow. Hopefully I'm feeling better. Hopefully the Islanders are awake for that one. And let's get a point. Let's please just get a point. Let's get out of this road trip with at least that NHL 500. All right. We'll see you next time on Belmont Bunch. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Also, look for the audio version of this podcast. Might be especially good for today because I feel and look terrible. We'll see you next time.